Hi, my name is Kirsten, and today's another episode of Cope Talks. Today, we're going to be talking about discipline over motivation. Discipline is something that requires strength, especially when you lack the motivation. And a lot of times in my life where I lack motivation, I have to be really disciplined because without discipline, when motivation is no longer the fuel, you need to be resilient and you need to be disciplined in what you're doing unless you don't want to go back and revert to something that you wasn't doing properly or something that's not aligned with you anymore. So discipline is something that's very hard because on days you don't feel motivated anymore, discipline is what fuels you to keep on continuing. I know there's been so many times in my life where God had to give me the discipline to change my life in different circumstances, different situations. And without the discipline from God, without the discipline that I've built up from so many different experiences, it wouldn't be easy to still remain motivated, especially in hard times. I feel like it's very easy to give up, especially when you're not disciplined. Discipline can look like a lot of different things, but my definition of discipline is delayed satisfaction for short-term benefits. So it's something that you do that is mostly prolonged, just to get the good benefits that you deserve, not the quick happiness and the quick satisfaction, but it's the long-term satisfaction. So basically, my definition of that is going through the journey, basically, or not to be satisfied with instantly gratification. So delayed gratification is the best example of discipline. It's when you work towards something so hard and you know you've been working towards it and the fruits of your labor starts paying off. And it can be hard at times because we always want it so badly right now. And I've been someone that's been like that before, where you want to get to the results and to the success so quickly that you're forgetting about the journey. And the journey matters a lot because it builds strength. It's like when you're in the wilderness and basically there's no one there but you and God. God is building you up to withstand when you leave the wilderness and when you go amongst the world, basically. And it's one of those things that can be very difficult if you don't have built up experience, number one. But number two, which is the most important part, is if you're not walking with God. Because when that motivation, when you don't have it no more, God's going to supply you with discipline and obedience, basically. So the more obedient you become, the more disciplined you become and whatever you're trying to do. There's been so many times where I lack motivation to even continue making these videos because not that I don't want to, but it's just burnout, exhaustion. Like I'm editing all the videos, I got to create the content, the topics, and I don't really got no one to help me out. So it's really one of those things where if it wasn't the discipline from God, knowing that I'm not doing this for money, I'm not doing this for clout, but I'm doing this because I had a vision and God instilled this into my heart to help people out, I wouldn't be still going on because it's very difficult at times and it's very easy to give up, especially when you think that you're not getting the right amount of views and you've been putting in the work or whatever you may feel like, if you're not getting support from your family, your friends, and your peers. But most importantly, you just need to know that what you're doing, you gotta keep on chasing it and just ask God for wisdom and discernment from his own understanding, and just really knowing that with discipline, when you lack motivation and when your skills are not working at its best, discipline is going to keep you going and keep you going to the next chapter of your journey and of your life. And it's all starts with the discipline you have. And this was the topic for today.